X-Men.
Oh, I thought you can do that.
That is classic.
Yeah, I like that. It's a classic theme tune.
And they played it in Multiverse of Madness a little bit when Xavier comes out slowly.
Yeah.
Our final member, Professor Charles Xavier.
The X-Men is like, the big topic for me around this is like, it's basically a conversation around segregation.
Ooh.
It's like, you lot are different to us. Like, we don't want you around. Like, we're going to force you out of society. Or like make you go and live on your own in your own little, create your own societies over there and leave us alone. And I think it really, to me, it really points at like, are we treating people that look, sound, appear different to us as though like don't want anything to do with you? Or are we treating them with interest? Like, oh, I'd love to like, oh, you're different to me. You got a different culture, different background, different religion, different skin color. Like, oh, I'd love to hear about your experiences. Like, or are we like, no, you're different to me. F off. Like, and that's kind of like what you see with the X-Men, right? It's like, oh, these people they're different to us. Therefore, we're going to deem them dangerous. And, you know, we either hunt them down or we like segregate them.
This is what I like about Magneto. Because he's like, oh, look at what the humans have done to us. Fuck them. Let's go. You know what? Let's go for it. Yeah, let's go and like show them who we are. And Apocalypse is like the extreme version of that. He's like, okay, let's wipe everyone out and let's start again. Magneto is like, let's just get rid of the humans. And Xavier is like, can't we all just get along, guys? And I think there's merit in each of their arguments. Like Apocalypse, I personally wouldn't do it. He's very much like a Thanos type character. Let's just get rid of everything and start again. I think that's a bit lazy.
Yeah, it is, because it's like then what, you start again and then the same thing happens. You're like, it's like the High Evolutionary from Guardians, right? Guardians 3. And it's like, I don't know, man. I think that there's a lot to be learned in learning about other people. Because think about it, in the X-Men universe, right? If the humans actually took time to understand the mutants and vice versa, well, the mutants generally were human at some point, right? And they sat down and they understood each other, they probably wouldn't have as much of an appeared problem, because they'd be like, oh, so you guys used to be humans and now you have these like mutant genes which have like whatever they've done, superpowered themselves. And now you're living this life of pain and suffering because you're being segregated from community and you're being shoved away and you don't know how to handle yourself. You feel like you're not in control or whatever. Oh, okay. So actually you're really hurting on the inside or whatever. I'm spitballing this. Right. Now I understand you a bit better. Now I understand why you get so pissed all. I know now I understand why Wolverine's so pissed all the time. He's got a lot of pain going on. You know, like a lot of his pain is his memories of what he's done, and then, you know, he can't remember why he's done certain things because they've mind wiped him, and he has flashbacks, and everyone that comes into contact with him ends up getting hurt or dying. Like, he's a lot of pain and suffering. Like, I'd be pissed as well if that was happening in my life all the time. Yeah.
And I think there's also like pooling the resources. So let's say like the mutants and the humans are like different countries. If they got rid of their like differences and segregation and stuff, it would be like China teaming up with America. Hey, like, let's pool our resources because we're all in this together. We're gonna die at some point. Might as well. But instead, we got this stupid countries system where people are against each other. It's just like, like Xavier's argument's got a lot of merit. Like, we could be doing epic things together if we just join forces.
Yeah, if the humans start to understand the mutant genes and the technology that some of the mutants have created, and vice versa, if the mutants understood some of the technology the humans had and how they could utilize it, they said, to come together to use that, like, that sounds pretty good to me.
There's a part in Spider-Man animated series where they get this thing called the genetic recombinator or some shit, and it's like a gun basically, isn't it? And they shoot it at something and it combines the genes with something else. that's a great example of what I'm getting at with this whole like pooling our resources. We could create some epic things together if we didn't have this idea of this country is getting too far ahead with their nuclear program and these people are doing this and that. Like, yeah, if we did just work together and we didn't have these restrictions around trade unions, or I don't understand economics. I'm not trying to get into politics and all that. I don't really get it.
Yeah, man. I mean, one day this will be the Nerd Life Politics podcast, but I don't know if that would quite work.
I'm not interested. Like life coaching has taught me a lot, right? We're both professional life coaches. I think we forgot to mention that. Yeah. It's taught me something really important about the human condition, which is we're all going through the same thing.
Yeah, and I think again, it's that. Look at that.
Same with X-Men.
Mutants, humans, we're all going through the same thing.
And they all want the same thing.
Yeah.
To be loved, to be understood. Leave me alone. Let me do my thing in peace. Like, that's what everyone wants. And I think that it's really. I love that you touched on segregation, because I think if you meet someone and you don't like them for whatever reason, maybe it's the shirt they're wearing, the tattoos they have, the music they listen to, it could be easy to hate on them and be, oh, you fuck. But this is teaching me, like X-Men, that no matter what people look like, no matter what their differences are, they're the same as me. They want the same things.
Yeah, I think that's powerful, man. And I think that's why this conversation around the segregation and it's just showing us like, are we treating each other like that, or are we treating each other like, let's learn about each other, let's actually catch a vibe, let's understand each other, because when we do, like you said, we speak to hundreds of people every year, sometimes in the space of a few months, right? And it basically comes down to like everyone is going through the same stuff.
Yeah, and not everyone's got a story that we know nothing about. Everyone's got a struggle that we know nothing about. Look at Rogue, the X-person, woman, whatever.
I don't know.
She's part of the X-Men. But you know what? Considering it's 2023, it should be called X-People. But it doesn't really have the same ring to it, does it?
Let's not go there.
So Rogue is great, right? I love that. You know, remember in X-Men #1, she likes Iceman. His name's Bobby.
Yeah.
And she touches him while they're kissing, and he like has some seizure or some shit. And she's like, "Oh my god!" She starts screaming. We know nothing about her struggle. That she has to wear gloves. She can't be intimate with anyone. It's like it's a whole thing going on for her. I think I'm a bit moody when I haven't had sex in a while, or like, you know, I want to be with someone. I can't imagine what it's like for her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What X-person are you?
Do you know what? To be honest, I don't know if I can answer that question for the reasons of it's been a very long time since I've properly sat down and watched everything. And that's just being honest.
You get defaulted to X. You get defaulted to Professor X. Just shave your head
I'll take
again.
That. Say that. I don't have to do anything. I just float around in my little like floating chair thing and just mind trap people. Just look at people like
that's what you do.
Yeah.
You're leading a powerful team of people in your groups and in your intensive next week, and you're just gonna mind bend everyone in the room.
I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound too good.
That's you right there, bro. Who am I? Don't say Wolverine. No, I'm not. I'm not that hairy.
You'd be always pissed. No.
I come across pissed sometimes. I'm just passionate.
Do you know what? Again, man, it's really hard for me to say purely because my memory of a lot of the X-Men is very vague. Like, I know the characters, but I don't know the character traits enough. Like, I can name a bunch of them, like Storm and, you know, Gambit and like Mr. Beast or whatever his name is.
Is it Hank McCoy?
Yeah, Hank Beast. McCoy. Like, I can, but character trait wise, I'm like, I don't know. I know that guy is blue. I know she has black and white hair and controls the weather. Like, do you see what I mean? So I can't. Give me a month.
All right.
Give me a month. I'll watch through.
We'll revisit this.
We'll revisit this question. Who do you say you are?
One eternity later.
I kind of think Cyclops, because he's like a cross between Cyclops and Magneto.
Okay.
Because like Cyclops got this sick power, but he's a bit insecure around his relationship with Jean. And then also he's supposed to be leading the X-Men, but he's like got a power struggle with Wolverine, and he's like, hey man, I'm in charge, fuck you. And then
that's a good one, actually.
yeah, he's got shit with women in it, like not plural, but just with Jean. And it's like, oh, I see a lot of myself in that. Like Jean's super hot and like everyone wants her, and she's choosing to be with me. And it's also like it's kind of dangerous for me because she's got these crazy powers, might hurt me. And then got a power struggle with Wolverine, and supposed to be the leader of the X-Men, but is a bit of a dick to people sometimes. So his leadership could use some work, which was definitely me in the past, and I'm still working on it. And then Magneto, because like originally started off being super pissed about everything, and he's got a good reason to be pissed. He had some really fucked up childhood traumas, and he's slowly over time coming like into balance.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this clip, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know what you got from it. And follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Nerd Life Coaches. We've also got a YouTube channel where you can find our full episodes. We'll see you in the next video.